Hello and welcome. This is week 2 script analysis for my advanced actors. So we're going to be doing our acting unit. Last week we started our acting unit with choosing our monologue. So really quick, I'm going to go down and I'm going to show you what I want you to do. So I'm just going through this last week's project, and you could have picked any monologue you wanted from this list or from the real world, as long as it was this short. And you're going to select both the monologue and the questions. So I'm just going to pick one of these monologues for my example as I walk through what we're doing for week 2. I'm going to highlight it by dragging my cursor across it, and then I'm going to hit copy, Control C. So I've copied both my character name, the brief description, and the 2 paragraphs here for the monologue, as well as these questions. All right. So once it's copied, I'm going to go back to assignments. Actually, no, once it's copied, I'm going to go to my Drive. Drive is a Google Drive. It's the way we add files to our Drive. This is the place where everything is stored. And right now I'm just going to select a new Word document. So I'm just going to pick Docs here. And then I'm going to take that pasted email with all the questions, and I'm just going to add it right here to the new document. And there it is. So I added that by hitting Control V for me. Command V, Control V would be for Chromebooks, yes. All right, so right away, let's go ahead and configure this a little bit differently so we can see some things. Instead of calling it an untitled document, we want to put your name there because you're going to be getting credit for this. So you want to write your first and your last name, and then monologue, just like I've done there. All right. So now what we're going to do with script analysis is we're going to learn where the following things are. First, the who. I like to always go through and understand that. The what, the where, and sometimes when. So I'm going to put that in parentheses because we don't always use the when. If we're doing a historical piece or if we're doing a piece from like Shakespeare, when is important because things changed in the past. When also would be important if you're doing a play from the future because, different things could occur in the future. But the who, what, and where are constants. So those are the questions you want to answer right away. All right. So who is the main character in this monologue? Well, you right away would say Abe, of course, but you might be missing Dad. Dad's a main character. Although we don't see him, he is in the room with Abe. So Abe here is talking to Dad, and Abe sees Dad. Dad is looking at Abe, I imagine, while Abe is talking. All right? So a lot of this has to do with imagination, but you're going to have to understand the who's involve the character you are and the character that you're playing, or playing to in this case. So Abe is playing to Dad, his dad. All right? Now the what, that's what's going on in the play. So it looks like Abe's dad is trying to teach him how to play baseball on a hot summer's day. But that doesn't really tell us what's going on. Does Abe like playing basketball? Is Abe's dad good at baseball? Is Abe's dad good at baseball? Does Abe even like the game of baseball? So you have to kind of understand the basics, but then read it and go into more depth to understand what's going on. So let's go ahead and read it now that we know the who, and we're trying to discover the what. All right. So Abe's dad is trying to teach him to play baseball on a hot summer day. That's the description. Here's the monologue. Dad, I'm sick of this. So right away, I don't think he likes baseball. Abe hates baseball. The mosquitoes are eating me alive. He hates mosquitoes. Can we go inside now? He wants to be inside, probably to play video games. I don't really have to learn. Do I have to learn how to play baseball? It's okay. I think I get it now. Eyes on the ball, right? So he's repeating back to him what his dad told him. Eyes on the ball, right? So he's trying to say the right answer to get out of playing baseball. Interesting. Okay, let's look at the next line here. Maybe I'm just not any good at this. So he's going into self-doubt. So that's kind of a negative downward spiral. Maybe I never will be. He's continuing that self-doubt spiral. But if a guy can only be hit in the head with a baseball so many times, oh, yikes. So unfortunately, Abe has been hit in the head with baseball, and he does not like that. I can imagine why. I'm kind of sick of this game. I don't think I want to play anymore. I just want to quit the team. Can I just quit, Dad? So right away, he's got a lot of things going on. He's been hit in the head with a baseball. He doesn't like the mosquitoes. He wants to go inside. He's trying to bribe his way inside by showing his dad he's listening and paying attention. And down here, he's asked the question at the end, can I just quit, Dad? In my mind, Abe's dad's going to say no. So that's why he's proving all these points. Baseball sucks because of mosquitoes. Baseball's hard because I got hit in the head. He's saying that because his dad's going to say, you got to keep playing. So this answer right here is probably going to be no. But interesting. All right. So now I have a good understanding of the who, the what, and now we need to talk about the where. So it doesn't tell me where this monologue takes place, and that's okay. You can choose to make your monologue take place anywhere you want. But please remember, the monologue needs to be taking place in a location that makes sense to the what. So if you picked baseball field, that would be a perfect place for this. If you picked the dugout in a baseball field, that would be a perfect place for this. If you picked the section where the parents are sitting and the kid's gone up to his dad to talk to him in a baseball stadium, that would be perfect. If you picked your bathroom, probably not a good place. We don't act the same in the bathroom as we do in our baseball field. So you want to make sure that your location reflects the what and the who. You wouldn't talk to your dad about baseball in the bathroom. I don't think that's very realistic. So you want to make sure the where, which you'll probably create, is realistic. The next thing you want to look at is the when. Does this relevantly take place in the past, or is this present or the future? And I would say this is present, because a lot of kids don't like baseball now because it's known as a pretty slow game. But if I went back to the 50s, 1950s that is, every kid in America loved baseball. It was the game. So it seems like this is a more present monologue for the win. Okay, so now we just did a script analysis. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to have you this week go and do beats for your script. So beat work is when we break down our monologue, that's where we're talking, into beats so we know where to pause. Now along the way I want to tell you, actors get to choose where we pause. The playwright has told us some hints. See this comma? That's a hint to pause. See this period? That's a hint to pause. But we can choose to ignore them. So as actors, do we need to pause every time it's telling us to pause? No, but I highly recommend knowing why you're choosing not to pause. Let's look at it and try reading it out loud with some pauses. Dad, I'm sick of this. See, I don't think that comma is really that helpful. So let's try, Dad, I'm sick of this. Because now we're talking with emotion and understanding. That's very good. So I think our first break might be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this mark in, and I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make it very large. So I can see this from far away. So I want to make sure I can see this from far away. In fact, let's go ahead and make your whole script, just the part where you're talking, bigger. And this will come in handy later. So let's bump this to 12, and then let's bump this to 24. All right. The mosquitoes are eating me alive. Can we go inside now? Do you think there should be a pause there? Because I do. And so you can do that whole thing again, or you can just copy this and then paste that where you want it to be, which I kind of like that because it's simpler. Can we go inside now? Is there a pause there, you think? I don't really have to learn baseball. So yeah, I think there is a pause there. Okay, don't really have to learn baseball. Yeah, I think there's a pause there too. It's okay, I think I get it now. I think I'm going to skip that pause because he's very excited about that pause. So eyes on the ball, right? Eyes on the ball. That is going to be him talking to his dad, trying to convince his dad. So there's your next pause, just like that. So I'm halfway done with my homework for this week. I'm doing my beats for where I want to pause. And I have all these questions lined up, and this will be for next week. Actually, 3 weeks from now. But so you want to break up your monologue like this for this week's homework. All right. So you can just take this whole bit once it's done, copy it, go back to your script analysis, and when you click on this, you'll see a little blue button right here. Click that blue button. That'll pop open the answer queue. Select text entries, which will be right about here, and then paste your monologue in. Sound good, everybody? All right. If you have any questions about what you're doing or how to turn it in or any questions at all, I look forward to seeing you during office hours on Wednesday and Thursday. And also Friday, I have office hours. Classroom hours are Wednesday and Thursday. All right. Talk to you later. I look forward to seeing you all in class. Be well and take care.